At the Starburst was probably one of the first documented mass shootings in America.
Five died and 3 others were wounded.
The shooter, Barry Schvarg, he had been thinking about shooting someone before.
He started drinking about 10:30 in the morning at a different bar, and they left there drunk. They went out shooting rabbits in the desert. He was with a buddy of his that had been in Vietnam, and he asked him, what did it feel like to shoot someone? So in my mind, that was a little more premeditated than everybody thought, that he didn't just snap at the bar. It was like the thought process was already kind of in place. He's got the, 22 in his car. Apparently, he'd been thinking about it.
There were people screaming, and it was chaos. It felt like I was hit. Somebody punched me is what I thought at first. It entered my chin right here and came out of the front of my chin. And that's one of the reasons why I wear a beard. My friend Roger actually took a pool cue and hit him, I believe it was twice, with the cue. One of the guys at the bar grabbed him, and then 2 other people ran over and just all subdued him. I'm here to tell you that you have absolutely no idea how you're going to react in a situation like that until it happens to you. The only thing you can do is prepare.
ALERRT stands for Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training. We're in the simulation building. It's a mock school, wide hallways, lots of rooms, multiple floors, stairwells, and all the things that are characteristic of where a lot of these attacks occur. The facilities here are designed around training so seemingly dangerous as to tap into the part of the brain that triggers that stress response. Where we come in as trainers is to coach people through those effects of stress.
All right, guys, we've got it all. What's our actions now?
To pick a right choice, to take a correct action, and to be calm under pressure.
So we're not just going out and training and saying, hypothetically, something could happen. Instead, we look at what has unfolded over this 19-year period and show this is how civilians can help.
What the law enforcement officers learned in this setting today, they can go back to their homes and hopefully teach that to citizens to be able to respond.
That's exactly what we're looking for. We want them to go to, we get all the phone calls from the churches and the schools and the hospitals and the business community. What can we do for an active shooter scene? And it's not only are we going to tell you what to do when the shooter is shooting, but we're going to tell you what to do in the aftermath of the shooting.
Is it going to place your shot?
All right, give us your tourniquet. Give us your tourniquet.
I'm going to put a tourniquet on. I'm going to put on a chest seal. I'm going to do a wound pack. A femoral bleed, on average, is only about 2 minutes before the person bleeds out. The average response time for a police officer is 3. So if you're waiting on a first responder to come and save this situation, time's not going to allow it. It's just the clock is ticking.
Should this program be a requirement for every department in the nation?
The public's expecting it now.
Do you expect that the legislature will probably be talking about allocating more money to this program?
We hope that's the case, and because we know the demand far exceeds the supply or the funding that we get right now.
I had 6 children, and that was Randy, the one who was taken away from me at the age of 20. I loved that boy. And Barry Schvarg, who took him within seconds.
I've heard about people you know, subduing the shooter
Yes.
with a pool cue.
Yes.
And of course, your son pushed a woman out of the gunfire.
Yes, he gave his life. I was so proud of that boy, you know, to save somebody. His death wasn't in vain.
Barry Shavarek was convicted of 5 counts of murder.
Yes.
And he is in prison still today.
Yes, he is, yes.
He comes up for parole, and you and your family have been active in voicing your concerns about that.
We just signed the papers why he shouldn't come. I did not sign the paper this last time. For the simple reason, I don't want to live with hate anymore. Now if he gets out, maybe I should get rid of it and forgive Barry Shavarek for killing my son.